In today's video, we're going to lay out the process of buying a home in the St. Louis area, because while looking at houses might be the most fun part of the process, it is not the starting point. Hi, I'm Ashleigh.
And I'm Dan. We are with St. Louis Living, a part of Narrative Real Estate. We are your source for all things St. Louis real estate and lifestyle. So if that sounds like information you'd like, click the like button and subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the latest trends and market information that we have for you. So let's jump right in. Whether you're looking to buy a house in 9 days or 90 days, here are the steps that you would need to take.
Step one, actually meet with a lender.
Yes.
So a lot of people think that, okay, I'm looking for a house. Well, they either go directly to looking for the house,
Right.
or they reach out to the real estate agent, which is great. And that's a smart thing to do. One of the first places that we're going to direct you is, okay, have you spoken with a lender? If not, of course, that's something we can help with. But the lender is going to talk to you, take you through that pre-approval process so that you can see up front what you qualify for, what programs might be available to you, what you qualify for, what you're comfortable with. What you qualify for and are comfortable with might be two very different things. It's something we talk about quite a bit.
It is. And the other important part of that is the last thing we want to do is to find that perfect house that you absolutely love and then find out that we're not qualified. So we always want you to talk to a lender. The other real important part of that is that it can actually speed up your timeline tremendously when you talk to a lender, because sometimes it's just a few fixes that you need. Sometimes it's nothing. So it's just a really important step that gets the ball rolling in the right direction. Our second step is to search for homes. So, there's a big difference between searching for a house on your own versus having a real estate agent, especially here in Missouri. You want to hit on that?
Yes. So while technology is fantastic and it has made searching for homes easier in a lot of ways, and that's a great starting point, once you are getting serious about that process, you're definitely going to be wanting to work hand in hand with a real estate agent who can set you up on a search that's going to be automated directly from our MLS and is going to be more accurate and up to date than many of your other online sources. So what that means is you're going to avoid finding a home, calling us, saying you'd like to go see it, and us telling you, well, that went under contract 2 days ago.
Yes.
So there's just some lag time if you are not working with someone directly linked to the MLS in that particular area. So you want to make sure just to give yourself the best chance that that's something that you're doing.
Yeah, I can tell you the number of phone calls we've gotten, especially in the last 3 years with the market, of, hey, this house just came up, we really want to see it, and it was already pending. So you're also probably wondering what the MLS is, which is the multiple listing service. It is the standard of what is used and what must be used for any real estate agent in Missouri. So, yeah, I guess that's it for the home part of it. Make an offer. What does that look like, Ashleigh?
So once you've found, we've looked at a couple houses, you say, this is the one, we want it. Ashleigh, Dan, tell me how to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to sit down. Now, during our initial consultation, we will run through the sales contract with you so that the first time you see it is not when we're sitting down to write an offer.
Yes.
What that means is we're going to talk to you about what we should offer in order to get that home for you. And then we're going to use the forms required in the state of Missouri to enter all that information. It's going to be multiple pages of a lot of legalese, and we're going to break it down and say, easy for you, layman's terms, here's what it means. We're going to fill the information into the appropriate fields, give you some guidance as to what are some things to make your offer stand out. We've addressed that in some other videos, but in today's competitive St. Louis market that has been this way for quite some time, and all indications are that it's going to continue.
Yes.
So
yeah, and I think part of this making an offer, we always are going to run comps or comparable properties for you to give you guys a really good idea of what you're spending, whether we're having to go above list, below list, wherever that falls. The important part is to know what you're spending on a house and to make sure you have a competitive offer. In our market, having an agent that understands that's super important for you. So From there, it's negotiation. Negotiation's been interesting, I would say, over the past 3 to 5 years in our market specifically, because a lot of that has actually been handled on the front end.
Mhm.
Now, if you're curious what that means, we'll have another video on that a little bit later. But definitely reach out to us. I don't want to jump into all that now, but just understand that we are going to negotiate for you. That's why you have a professional agent with you, whether it's on the front end, the back end, or wherever we're negotiating. That's part of the process we will do.
Right. And so that essentially just means that that negotiation is, it may be purchase price, but there are a lot of other terms in the
Yes.
contract. So you're not necessarily just negotiating price. You're looking at that as well as all the other terms and essentially getting buyer and seller to come to agreement, which
Yeah.
takes us.
I would say one other thing on that, part of your negotiation is actually a relationship that the agent has with the other agents in the market.
Absolutely.
Becomes a really big part of communication, how we communicate with each other. Are we communicating with each other? That is a huge part of winning offers.
Yes.
From there, we get an accepted contract, which that is what we're looking for, right? We want to get you into the house that you want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get an accepted contract, then it moves into a bigger part of the process. Anything else you want to hit on accepted contract before we move to step 6?
Nope. You buyer and seller agree, and yay, you are under contract for a house.
Yes. So from there, we get into what we call the nitty gritty of the contract, or sometimes we like to call it 48 hours of chaos. Don't take that the wrong way. Really, what that means is there's just a lot that happens once we go under contract.
Mm-hmm.
From getting all your information over to the mortgage lender, to the title company, to getting your earnest money taken care of, and then getting your inspections done. You have about a solid week of just a lot of information that passes by. What's really cool about that with our team is that we have someone in our office that handles a lot of that paperwork so that we can make sure and focus on you and focus on the important parts of taking care of the other agent as well, while they handle getting the timeline sent out to you and taking care of all the nitty gritty that goes on.
Right.
So, anything else to add?
No. Did you talk about inspections? Those are a big
Yeah.
portion of that. So
Usually you have a 7 to 10 day inspection period.
Mhm.
And again, if you want to know more about that, just reach out to us. We can kind of walk you through what that all looks like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
After that time frame, once all that is wrapped up, we get to closing day.
Woohoo!
Yes, that's the exciting day, right? So you've been under contract to buy a house. As of today, you're officially becoming a homeowner or a owner of a new home.
Good question.
Yes.
So, Ashleigh, how long does it typically take from starting to look for a house to going under contract to closing day?
Okay, good question. So from starting to look for a house to going under contract, that's going to vary much more widely based upon what area you're looking in, what price point you're looking in, your list of needs. If it's, just to find the perfect property for you. Now we've worked with people and gone under contract, first weekend going out together. We have clients who willingly, work with us for long periods of time because they say, hey, we're just looking for this specific thing. And when that comes up, we're ready to make that move, but we're not in any hurry. So that time frame is really quite variable.
Yes, it is.
Now, once you're under contract to closing day, barring any extenuating circumstances that cause the buyer and seller to come to a different agreement, in the St. Louis area, we're averaging right about 30 to 45 days. And that's, as we had talked about, essentially time for all those inspections to be completed, for you to finish everything with your lender and get all the financing in order, for the title company to complete their background work and make sure everything transfers clean and clear, and all of those nitty gritty, about 30 to 45 days from contract to close.
Yeah, I think the fastest I ever did one was like 9 days.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you're typically right at
Yeah.
that 30 to 35 days, at least at this time.
We can do it.
We can.
Depends on the situation. We're talking averages.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So, but that kind of concludes the home buying process. After closing, we hand you over the keys and you're good to go. So, stay tuned as we'll continue to look more in depth at some individual areas of St. Louis, talk more about those specifically. If you are ready to buy a home, feel free to reach out, give us a call, send us an email, and we would love to talk with you.
Awesome. Take care.